All right, so guys, we're going to look at inputs today, is what you're going to work on for your virtual learning in Python. And so what you're going to do is create a Python project, blank Python project. We're going to get rid of all of the code in the main py file, and you're going to name it. This is what I'm looking for to grade, your name input. And so what we talked about here is if I do a print function, that's going to display output, and I'm going to print a string, which is blue, and I'm going to print a string, hello world. And when I hit play, it prints my function. Remember, that's how you display something. And so what we're going to talk about today is an input, which is another function, right? And so an input, and we're going to put in here, input gets info from the user or the player of your game or whatever it is that you're working on. And we're going to use this a lot. And you're going to use the input function. So we're going to put in here, and I'm going to give you some more. You must put a string into the parentheses of input to show user what you need. And I'm going to make it, it's going to make sense to you in just a second. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create a variable. So this variable is going to be named. And these are, right up to this point, our variables have just been kind of whatever we wanted. And that's been to show you that a variable can be anything. But when you're making your variables kind of from here out, what we want to do is make it so that they somewhat make sense. So this variable is going to get the name of our player. And this is going to be important because when you're coding, you're going to want to know, okay, when do I need to use the player's name or the user's name or what have we got? So we're going to make a variable called name, and we're going to make it equal input. Okay, so the input says we're going to go out and get something from our user. So we use our parentheses. So you have to use the parentheses on it. And we're going to fill out our information. And so what we're going to do is do a string, and we're going to put, what is your name, right? And they use this in games even today when you're playing video games. So we could make it something real, like if we're doing like a medieval game, we could say something like, hello, adventurer, what shall ye be called, right? And I'm going to put that in here. And so I'm going to hit play, and it's going to ask, it gives me the flashing cursor, and it's going to ask for the user. So we've got our user here. So then I'm going to type in my name. So I'll type my name in, right? Okay, now here's the dilemma is I didn't end the program, so there's really nothing else or nothing left for me to do, but we want to check to make sure that we got the value right. So what we're going to do now is our next line, we're going to print name. And so I'm going to go back here, and it's going to say, hello, adventurer, what shall ye be called? And I'm going to put my name in. We're going to say that I'm going to be Edward today. So I'm going to be Edward. And I hit enter, and it prints my name as Edward. And so whatever I type in is what's going to show up. But here's why this is important. We talked about that you have to put the string in here to show your user what you need. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out real fast. And when I take this out and I do my input again, it gives me just the flashing cursor, right? But nobody knows, or I don't know what it is that I'm supposed to do. Like, what is it looking for? Am I supposed to, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to hit the enter key? What am I supposed to do? So it didn't give me anything. And you'll also notice that if I just do the input with nothing behind it, it's going to give me an error because I don't have the variable of input. So it gives me this unknown because I haven't given it. So I have to use the parentheses, and in the parentheses I have to put something so we know what we're looking for. What is your name? And then when I go again, everything is working, and I put my name in, and it gives me what my name is. So there it is. So we need to make sure that you know this. And remember, just so you guys know, so our functions are all green, our strings are blue, and our variables are white. Variables are white, just so you guys know, making sure that we've got this so that you know these. We've also got some things that we can do is we can assign we talked about how you can make your variable be a string, and we did that a little bit yesterday. So if I wanted to print something like print a joke, what I can do is I can print a joke. So I'm going to make a funny. And this is one that you can do is if I want to, I'm going to make something that's got multiple lines. So we've talked about how if you're making a string has got the two quotes on there. We're going to make a multiple line string. So I'm going to do 3 quotes, and they're the single quote. So it's the same button that you do where you do shift to do your quote, but you do 3 single quotes. And this will allow you to make a multi-line string. So what I'm going to do here is put why do gorillas have big nostrils? And then I'm going to go to my next line, and this is still part of my string. So now line 8 is part of my string. And so what we're going to do here is this is going to be because, let me spell it right, because they have big fingers. And so there's my string. It's on a multiple line string. And what I can do then is I have to get outside of my string, and I hit enter, and then I'm going to print funny. And when I hit play, it says, hello, what is your name? So I put my name in here. And then why do gorillas have big nostrils? Because they have big fingers. So we've printed this multi-line string. So here's a couple of notes for you so that you use the single quote 3 times, 3 single quotes when making multi-line strings or using characters like, and so we have to use if we're using characters like the comma, the single quote, or a double quote. So we're gonna have to space this out for you. The comma, the single quote, double quote. So what that's going to do is make it so that we can use the multi-line string. Even if we're doing a single line string, if you're going to put something in quotes, you would want to do this. So like, let's do this. Like if I want to make a variable quote, I'm going to use the 3 single lines, and I'm going to put a quote in here. You are amazing. I'm going to put my end quote in here. So what I have done is I'm saying that I'm going to put those quotes in there. So I'm going to do print quote. So it goes through it. It's going to, I got quote equals. There it is. Look at that. So I forgot my equal sign there. So see, I had my error, bad input on line 11. I went and looked at line 11. I forgot to put my equal sign in there. So there it is. So this one, you see how this printed actually those quotation symbols. So that's why I used the 3 single quotes so that I could get it to print the quotation symbols. If I didn't, it would have just printed "you are amazing," but not in quotation marks if we wanted to do that. Your assignment is to get and print 3 different variables for a user. So you can get their name, their age, their weight. You can ask 3 questions, and I want you to print the input. Just practice getting input. So you're going to, on here, you're going to go down to your next lines, and you're going to get 3 inputs from your user and print back the results that they give you. You know, what's your favorite food? And then pizza. Or what's your favorite color? And you're going to print off what it is. So I just want you to create variables from input and make 3 of them. Mark this assignment as done when you are finished.